Okay, now it is time for the much anticipated final segment of the show called Rick's Picks, where our own New York Rick, who fancies himself some kind of MMA prognosticator, is going to give us some picks about UFC 152. Now, why are we doing the picks today? Well, I remind you, as I mentioned off the top, no show next week because it's Rosh Hashanah, the new year for my Jewish brothers and sisters. So no show next week. There's going to be a best of show that we're going to be posting same time on MMAfighting.com. So you'll get your MMA Hour fix, but we return the following week, September the 24th, right after UFC 152. We return with another live show. So we have to give you the picks this week for UFC 152, which is in less than 2 weeks. So, Mr. Rick, are you ready?
Absolutely.
Now, I have to also mention that there's a bit of a twist here. Basically, we wanted to have the picks all with the spread, right? Just
Correct.
for the bettors and all that stuff. But for whatever reason, all the sites that we went to only had the top 3 fights with the lines. They had obviously Vitor versus John Jones, the flyweight title fight, Demetrius and Joseph Benavidez, Demetrius Johnson, and Brian Stann versus Michael Bisping. So those 3 fights, Rick's going to give us his pick with the spread. He's also going to give us 2 other fights to look out for, his pick. Also, his lock of the night and the fight that he wants you to stay away from, not worth betting on, don't touch it with a 10-foot pole. All right, that's the disclaimer. Let's go with the third most important fight as far as the lines go, and then we'll go to the others. Michael Bisping, Brian Stann. Give us the line, and then who are you picking and why?
The line on that fight is Michael Bisping is a favorite. He's minus 170, and Brian Stann is plus 150 on that fight. The way I see it playing out is, in terms of striking, Michael Bisping's striking game is way more diverse. His boxing is very technical. He's got great footwork, great head movement. He has all the advantages in the stand-up over Brian Stann, except for power. We all know that Brian Stann could knock out an elephant if he wanted to.
Wow.
But that's where Bisping has his advantage in striking. In terms of clinching and grappling, I'd say that Bisping has shown that he's a very effective grappler, standing up against the cage, that kind of stuff. The way he finished Mayhem, the way he finished Rivera, his work up close was just amazing. He's really good. So if he can avoid something like an uppercut from Stann in close, he's golden there too. His defensive wrestling is amazing, as we saw the way he stopped Chael Sonnen from taking him down.
A dissertation on the fight? Jesus Christ. Give us the damn pick.
All right. The pick is Michael Bisping by decision.
After all that, I was expecting something a little sexier, I got to be honest.
Well, that's the pick. That's what's going to happen.
Favorite by decision.
Well, the odds on the favorite are something, and then you can bet on the odds of the favorite by decision as well if you want to make a little extra cheddar.
Oh, wow. I like that.
But Bisping by decision is the call. Stan's going to be chasing that, headhunter KO, the one that everybody wants to see him land like Dan Henderson did. But Bisping is going to avoid it and win by decision.
All right, very nice.
That's actually my favorite betting line of the night because Bisping's at minus 170. That's a lock. Lock it up. He's going to win by decision.
That's a lock right off the bat.
That's the lock.
It. All right, Demetrius Johnson and Joseph Benavidez, maybe a bit of a tougher one. What's the line there?
Really interesting fight, really similar games. The line is Benavidez minus 290. Oh, I should say, by the way, that these are provided by 5 Dimes. These are the lines on 5 Dimes.
Are you sponsored by them?
I'm not,
okay.
But I'm just saying that these are the numbers that you'll find on that site. Because you might find other numbers elsewhere.
Okay.
So he's minus 290, Joseph Benavidez, and Demetrius Johnson is plus 245. He's the underdog.
No love for Mighty Mouse.
I mean, that's relatively close. It's not that bad.
All right.
My pick is Joseph Benavidez. He's going to win,
Another
also
favorite.
by decision.
Another favorite by decision.
Yes, another favorite by decision. But I don't particularly like or dislike this line. I think that Benavidez is just a little bit better in all the areas, except maybe speed and footwork. He's got crisper boxing, more power, better defensive wrestling, better offensive wrestling, slightly better. So I'm going with Benavidez by decision. But not a particularly sexy line for either guy. But if you have a feeling about Mighty Mouse, plus 245 is nothing to shake a stick at. So if you want to go with that, that's...
well, these are your picks. You can't tell someone
No, my pick is 100% Joey B.
All right. The first ever flyweight champion, by the way.
Correct.
That will be the first UFC champion for a team alpha male. See, I'm here just to give you the facts. Mr. Rick is going to give you the dissertation on why.
Oh, don't worry. My next one is loaded with facts.
Jesus. All right, here we go. John Jones, Vitor Belfort for the UFC light heavyweight champion. Just to recap, he's picking Bisping and Joe B. Wan Kenobi, and now we're going to the main event. Who you got?
First, I'll give the line.
Okay.
John Jones, minus 800. Huge favorite. And Vitor Belfort, plus 550.
Yeah.
That's a significant underdog. My pick is John Jones. I'd pick John Jones outright against anybody. The only question is whether he's going to win by decision or finish him.
Decision, wow.
Or finish him.
Okay.
An interesting fact I looked up about Vitor Belfort is he hasn't had a fight leave the first round since 2008.
Oh.
His last couple of fights have all been in the first round.
How many times has he fought since then, though?
He's fought 6 times.
All right.
And then since 2007, he hasn't gone to decision. His record is really good in those fights, though, 6-1, with the only loss being to Anderson Silva. But my concern is that he hasn't been pushed to later rounds. He hasn't been in the deep waters, as they say, where John Jones has been recently, including his last fight with Rashad, where he drowned him, I guess, if the water analogy is apt. So my concern is if Vitor Belfort is moving to 205 from 185, there's a lot of things to adapt to for not having been out of the first round. He has to carry all that extra weight. He has to diet differently. Dolce will have him on weight, but there's other concerns to worry about.
Sure.
And the last time he fought at 205 was actually exactly 5 years ago to the day. It was September 22nd, 2007.
Wow.
So there's a lot of new things to account for Vitor in this fight, which is one of the main reasons I don't think that he's going to win. So on to John Jones. I think that he's going to wear Vitor down over the course of the last couple of rounds, the way he kind of did with Rampage Jackson. He wasn't really looking too hard for the finish early on, but he wore him down and then was able to secure the submission in the 4th round. So I'm thinking this fight's going to go very similarly. He's going to avoid the big power shots from Vitor, and he's going to win with either a TKO or a submission. I'm not sure which because John Jones's game is so diverse. So my bet for that would be to go John Jones inside the distance. You can get that at minus 404, which is half of the minus 800. So I'd say that that's a better bet, but I'd still stay away from this bet because it doesn't have a good payout, and there's really no reason to bet on John Jones unless you're including him in a parlay to make some money.
By the way, did you take the headphone off that ear of yours to show off the earring that you're sporting?
Oh, it's just the bling? No, that's not why. It just kind of gets in the way because the cord is on this one.
Oh, okay. Just wanted to make sure because it seemed like a blatant attempt to show off your bling.
So as I was saying...
okay, so we've got the John Jones pick. Okay, now the last two. So, does that count as your stay away from this one?
That's the stay away from fight. The odds are no good.
So we still got 2 more picks. You gave us your lock, which, of course, was Bisping and Stann. Give us a quick hitter here. We don't got all day here. What else you got?
An exciting fight.
Yeah.
Maybe Cub Swanson and Du Bronx, Charles Oliveira.
Yeah.
That's going to be a really good fight. I see it either Cub by TKO or... Oliveira by sub. If I had to choose, Oliveira by sub. But a good bet in that fight is bet on it finishing inside the distance, either fighter. I wouldn't pick a single fighter for a bet.
Right. Oh, can you actually do that?
You can do that.
Wow. Where?
The betting lines. 5 Dimes has it.
Wow.
So you can bet on the fight finishing inside the distance. Those two, it's almost a guarantee. Swanson's got a little better hands. Oliveira's effective, but Swanson's hands are better. So him by TKO is a pretty good look, or Oliveira with that amazingly slick jiu-jitsu game.
Yeah. All right, I like that one. What else you got?
Maybe...
Last but not least.
Jimmy Hedges versus Marcus Brimage.
I love that fight.
I love that fight, too. I really do. I like both guys a lot.
Personally?
Sure. The infamous Marcus Brimage interview with Ariel Helwani.
Oh, yes. Actually, that's the reason why you're actually here, right?
It is.
Yeah, sort of.
Yeah.
So who's your picking that one? We haven't seen Jimmy since December of last year.
Yeah. Let's see if he can stay undefeated. Yeah. I'm going to pick him and say, yes, he does stay undefeated. I've got Jimmy in this one. Brimage is a better striker, a lot more power, really dangerous, great wrestler. He has all the things you would think of a winner, but Jimmy Hedges is just so technically sound in his jiu-jitsu and so good with his judo. The way he was able to just completely pick apart Nam Fan. I see it going where Jimmy's going to get Marcus to the ground at some point and submit him. So maybe first, second round, Hedges by submission.
It's a good card. I like this card. You got anything else?
If you want some other fights.
Wow, you got other fights? I only asked for 5.
Okay.
Well, but do you have them? I mean, I don't want to let this work. Give us just picks.
Just quickly, I've got Dunham over Grant. I think
feel that.
You can't stop him. He's a rising star.
Yeah.
And hopefully I'm right about this. I've got Vinny in his return to the UFC over Igor Prokopich.
Vinny Magalesh.
Correct.
Why didn't you do the Matyushenko-Hamill fight?
See, they've both been out for so long, and their last fight was both losses to Gustafsson. It's really hard to pick this fight. I mean, I really don't have much to go on. I see it as like a coin flip. They're both solid wrestlers, but not super aggressive, not great, kind of slow hands, but have a little bit of power that can put you out. But they're so similar, and they've been out for so long that I really can't decide on this one. Gun to my head, Hamill, but no clue.
You know what I love about this? Rick finally starting to get some heat from the people here. Someone in our comment section saying New York Rick is stupid. That's it. Just New York Rick is stupid. Nothing else. But people fire that guy that picks the questions. Wait, which pick? Oh, you.
Also me.
He sucks. He sucks ass like a Jackson track team member. Weird. They don't. He's cool with your picks, but he doesn't like your question picking. He's cool with your fight picks, not your question picking.
I'll take it.
All right, yeah, I think that's okay. I think you can live with that. All right, well, good job there. Hopefully we've marked those down somewhere, and then post UFC 152, we will see how Mr. Rick did. Maybe he wants to give us a little standings or something, or some sort of way to tally these picks, and then we're gonna look ahead to the Nottingham fight. We're gonna give him basically that 4-week trial from 152 FX. What is it? 5. No, actually, it's 152 Nottingham and Strikeforce. We're going to give him some Strikeforce. Not all UFC up in this. And then we're going to go FX5 and then, of course, UFC 153 in Rio. After that, if he has an above 500 record, he stays. If not, there's a New York Rick in town. Fair? All right, so that's it for the show. Isaac, you can hit my music. Very fun show today. The pizza is here. It's smelling up the studio. It's a nice aroma in this broom closet of ours. So it's very nice in here. I want to thank the good people over at Pino's Pizzeria and our good friend Mark Henry, the boxing coach for Frankie Edgar and a lot of the guys based out of that NY/NJ area, New York metro area, if you will. Good luck to them. UFC 153 in Rio de Janeiro. Frankie Edgar versus Jose Aldo for the UFC featherweight title. Also, want to thank Ronda Rousey for delaying her boxing class with the great Richard Perez to come on this show, and for speaking the truth when it comes to the Cyborg fight that she wants oh so badly. Rashad Evans, thank you very much to him. Thank you for stopping by and for talking about the Vitor Belfort fight, and also want to thank Ryan Loco of Authentic Sports Management for that great footage of Vitor Belfort training with Rashad Evans. Matt Schnell, that was a breath of fresh air to hear from a young guy like that, humble, very excited about his MMA debut. It goes down Friday on Access TV. Legacy Fighting Championship number 14. Mike Chiesa was very, very honest. I really liked his take, especially at the end where he talked about just, getting a big head, key arena, all that stuff. Liked it very much. Good luck to him. UFC on Fox 5 against Rafael Oliveira and Roy Nelson. Good luck on The Ultimate Fighter 16, which premieres this Friday, FX, 9 p.m. Eastern and Pacific, opposite Shane Carwin. He's going head-to-head as far as coaches are concerned. So we are off next Monday. We return in 2 weeks. Hope you enjoyed the show. If you missed any of it, check it out. iTunes, Stitcher, MMAfighting.com. Until then, peace. I'm out of here.